We are in regular touch with these social media platforms. We've increased disinformation research and tracking within the Surgeon General's office. We're flagging problematic posts for Facebook that spread disinformation.
That there is the soundbite everybody's talking about. Press Secretary Jen Psaki admitting that the administration is colluding with big tech to weed out certain posts online. This is all going to pour a lot of fuel on the fire over questions about censorship. Republican Senator Mike Lee out of Utah with me now. And sir, good morning to you. I guess 4 dangerous words, consulting with big tech. What about it?
Well, look, the government can't censor speech. The First Amendment makes that very clear. A private for-profit corporation can make its own decisions, but when it's doing that in collusion with government, it starts to look to me an awful lot like a First Amendment violation. In any event, what we've seen is social media platforms and search engines on occasion, on many, many occasions of late, promising to be even-handed, portraying themselves to their users and to the public as even-handed when they're anything but that. And the American people aren't going to tolerate that much longer. That's why I've introduced something called the Promise Act, which would require them to offer the service that they actually promise.
Okay, we'll see where that goes. But think about what's been taken down in the last year, whether it's Facebook or Twitter. The lab leak theory that's now alive and kicking. The Hunter Biden story that hasn't gone away. 2 days ago, Kevin McCarthy had a video about inflation taken down from Twitter only to be replaced a few hours later.
Yes, and what do those things have in common? What do all of them that they take down have in common? They're all messages that are deemed to be associated in one way or another with the right and not the left. You do not find instances of this happening from messages on the left. And the reason for that is pretty darn obvious. And there again, if they want to run a company that they acknowledge is there to be left book or left Twitter, that's one thing. But when they promise their own users that they're going to be even-handed and then do the opposite of that, that is a deceptive business practice.
Well, you just mentioned something you're doing, but it seems as if this is just a circle that goes round and round in Washington, D.C. And as long as this administration controls the power in D.C., nothing's going to change. Am I wrong?
I think that's right, but they understand that in our form of government, we have elections, and elections can change from time to time. And I expect that they will start to do the right thing as they realize we at some point are going to regain control of Congress and the White House. And when that happens, if they've waited until then to fix it, things will be a lot more unpleasant for them than they need to be. So I call on them to do the right thing right now.
We'll see if that happens. So far, I wouldn't hold your breath.